As we wrap up this three-part series with Briaana Lark, she shares some insight about recruiting and the magnet application process for her program, planning a fashion show, and some tidbits from her teacher life. If this is your first time here, be sure to go back and listen to part one of this series in episode 2 and part 2 in episode 4. It's been a very full circle moment having my student become a teacher in the program in which I taught her. You're listening to Marketing Adventure, the hub for business, fashion, marketing, and other CTE educators who integrate marketing into the learning experience. I'm your host, Jackie Walker. Each week, I'll cover marketing education concepts, strategies, tips, trends, frameworks, and other information to equip you to connect your classroom to digital natives while cultivating an engaged learning environment. So come on into the room where your favorite beverage, snacks, and even your cell phone are all welcome. All right, so let's talk about, you have this wonderful program. So how do people get into the program?
Okay, so we host a lot of things at Skyline. So for one, we do magnet fairs where we recruit through middle schools. There's feeder pattern schools or feeder schools where there's like Lang, and then Richards where we pub really hard. We go to the schools, we invite them to our school. We also have created a social media page where we put a lot of our fashion shows and our field trips and different things on there. And then we have a link tree. So there's like a brochure where there's different things our cluster does, and we go and drop them off at middle schools. And when I say we, me and the fashion design teacher, Miss Annabelle. Mm-hmm. We go out to schools and we talk to these business teachers and we talk to these art teachers and we talk to them and just leave pamphlets with them. Another cool way we recruit is really by word of mouth. Most of the time it's through people who have a cousin or a sibling that goes there. But this year we've been up in the game. We have magnet fairs twice a week up until the deadline. We have Discover Dallas, which is a big event this past week, the weekend before last, where we set a booth up. Any opportunity we can slap a booth up with our mannequin and our brochures, we're there. My partner, she's very big on recruiting, and I'm so happy because it's like with everything I have over here, she picks up the other parts, like the recruiting parts. For us. We also have a coordinator who just basically brings the middle schools to us. So 2 days a week, we set up tables in the student center. We have ambassadors where we've trained these students to talk about the program for us. And so while we're in class teaching, they're in the student center, talking about our program. So we do that. We have just every event that we can go to. We're there recruiting. We raised enough money to buy little pins, like little real official seal pins, and we have tumbler cups with the Skyline cluster on it, and all these different little, because that's what people want. Right. That's how you reel them in.
They want the merchandise.
Yep. But just recruiting through the magnet fairs, the college fairs, the different things that the school helps us organize and set up.
Okay. And so how does someone get into your program once you've recruited them? What is that process like?
So basically what happens is, and which we're about to start this week coming up, we are back in person. So what you do is you go online to DallasISD.org and you fill out that magnet application. You'll tunnel through to find Skyline's application. And it's really, really, really important that you put Skyline as your first and your second option. So if you want to do fashion cluster, we also have other amazing clusters like culinary arts, aviation, automotives, photography, interior design, graphic arts. The list goes on: painting, construction, architecture, theater, right? All these different amazing programs. You have 2 options, and so put Skyline down as both of your options, and our magnet coordinator contacts or assistant contacts you after you fill it out. There's certain test scores that you have to have, which are pretty reasonable. You'll apply, and then once you go through that, you'll have to submit one page about what fashion means to you, a sketch,
Mm-hmm.
You'll do a measure test, and then after that, you'll get 2 letters of recommendation from anyone that you look up to, whether that's a counselor, a teacher, the pastor at your church. The student gets all of that together. They submit all of these forms online, and what happens is we call them in for interview. So the past 2 years they've been Zoom interviews. So we'll have a group of kids on there, and we'll ask open-ended questions to the
Mm-hmm.
kids. And so just kind of gauge them. Now this is our first year. We're going back, which was how it was when I did it. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested to see how this goes. But I had a meeting with my partner, and we're gonna set it up to where they come in.
Mm-hmm.
We do the interview in a round table,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go for tours. Quick tour of my room, quick
Oh,
tour of
nice.
her room.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and another thing we've thought of is we're gonna start giving golden tickets to students in middle schools to come see our fashion show for free. Sit them
Oh,
on the front row,
awesome.
let
Yeah.
them see all the clusters. Because the cool thing of how I've gotten the fashion show, and we do fashion shows in the spring,
Mm-hmm.
um, I've gotten almost every cluster involved some kind of way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and the principal loves to buy in too, because it's like it's a family affair, right?
Yeah.
It's a big collaboration, and you get,
Mm-hmm.
as a teacher, you get tested on collaborating with teachers and
Mm-hmm.
different things
Mm-hmm.
like that. You don't even know it, it's just like, how do I get graded on collaborating? But I aced that part because I can say I worked with Floriculture that did the stage, the theater team built the stage, the architecture team constructed it. We had radio, TV, we had yearbook, we had photography, the dance team, the band, all these different people in it. And it's like, hey, if you're not into fashion, you see the, Floriculture team that did this. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
like it'll be a really cool buy-in for them, and
Right.
just get them excited about the program. Kids love
Yeah.
fashion.
So glad you brought up the fashion show because I was gonna say, okay, I know that, before we end here, we have to talk about like the big event that you have for
Mm.
the
Mm.
year. So what is the theme this year?
No, Walker, have I shared the lookbook with you?
No.
Okay, I got to share it with you when we get off. This group of kids, okay, it's only 3 of them
Mm-hmm.
because this is the last of the COVID crew. So
Right.
other classes are 12 and more. So
Mm-hmm.
this is my baby class, and
Right.
we need 5 to 6 people to run a show, from a fashion director to a model coordinator to a merchandise
Right.
coordinator to a marketing coordinator. So thank God we have these clusters picking up, radio, TV picking up and
Mm-hmm.
carrying us on these ends. But let me tell you, this group of girls already had their concept last year
Mm-hmm.
before
Mm-hmm.
the year ended, and was ready to go. And they stuck to it, and I love it. So basically, it's called Elements of Essence.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's They're doing the segments in monochromatic colors,
Mm-hmm.
and they're doing fire, reds, oranges, yellows, but red from head to
Right.
toe, orange from head to toe. They're doing wind, which is like apocalypse. So
Right.
nudes, whites, creams. They're doing
Oh, cool.
old money, which is blues, teals, all those different, soft colors. And then the last segment is earth, which so it's earth, wind, fire, and
Right.
water. Yeah, old money gains water. I don't know. And so
Okay.
then their earth is green, but the aesthetic is like Solange or like Erica Badu. And so those
Mm-hmm.
those kids will have bantu knots and
Mm-hmm.
natural hairstyles. And the colors for that is greens and different things like that. So every segment is a different color.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and every scene is a different element. And so they want the stage to be set up like a Tinkerbell type of like fairy tale with candles and greenery
Right.
everywhere. They've really brought it to life. They have their playlist for every segment, they have everything. And so the cool thing is the fashion design side gets to design a collection.
Yes.
And so these kids they start from a sketch. And Miss Walker, when I tell you, sometimes I'm amazed. And so
Right.
each senior chose a different element that they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So streetwear is fire.
Mm-hmm.
And so the girl who sketched streetwear pieces is like a red denim jacket with red denim pants. Like, it's just cool. And so we'll have about 12 pieces that are designed from a sketch,
Mm-hmm.
to a pattern, to a finished piece that actually goes on a model. And the cool thing is they're partnering with photography to create a portfolio this year.
Okay.
So you can have that with them. But Yeah, they already got the show on the road. We got professional model coordinators coming in and flying in
Oh,
from Atlanta. So on top of DECA,
yeah.
whole entity. But we're
Oh,
excited.
wow.
Everybody's
That's
like, when?
exciting.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing more about it. I definitely have to see that one. That's my last little group that I
Yeah.
had. They were my COVID babies for sure. So definitely have to come and support them. All right. Hey, adventurous educator. I just want to take a quick break to ask, is this your first time teaching fashion marketing, or do you need a boost in your curriculum? Well, look no further. I have the Ultimate Fashion Marketing Class Bundle. It's packed with 4 vibrant presentations, fun and engaging activities, quizzes, and 4 major projects for an immersive semester of fashion exploration. And it comes with the pacing guide for an 18-week semester. Additionally, each assignment has detailed student instructions and suggested pacing times so that you can tailor the time frame to fit your teaching schedule. For more information about this must-have bundle, go to marketingadventure.com and search Ultimate Fashion Marketing Class Bundle, or simply click the link in the show notes. Now back to the show. To the end here, let me ask you a few questions, and these are just little short questions that you can give me a little short answer for. And this
Okay.
just is my little tell me more session segment. So, what are your must-have resources in your classroom that really changed the game for you?
DECA Plus. DECA Plus,
Okay,
DECA
tell
Plus.
us about that.
So DECA Plus is a really cool website that they've created, and it's about
Mm-hmm.
$150 to $200.
Mm-hmm.
But it's free if you get more students every year. So I end up not
Okay.
having to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool because it comes with performance indicator flip cards and vocabulary flip cards and sample tests and sample role play
Mm.
that I can easily access and print out. They even have case studies and
Oh, cool.
videos for the kids. And so that's been my biggest like, thank you, resource.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So now we have Teacher Appreciation Week every year.
Mhm.
And we always get these wonderful things. But what do you really want for Teacher Appreciation Week?
Oh, for Teacher Appreciation Week, realistically, I'm coffee. I love coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always looking for the coffee gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always wanting the coffee gift cards. But last year I got some really amazing letters that had me just like tearing up and my kids just kind of talking to me like and just being real and being vulnerable with
Mm-hmm.
me, telling me how
Mm-hmm.
much I've helped them outside of the classroom. And I think you didn't tell me that part that I was going to get connected to these kids like this.
Oh yeah, that's the hardest part. That's the thing that really keeps you from leaving. It's the
Yeah.
thing that tugs at you and like kind of keeps you anchored there. Yeah.
That those letters last year had me in tears.
Mm-hmm.
Even them just quoting me. Like kids pay attention. You know how little kids pay attention? These big kids pay attention to everything you
Oh yes.
and they listen to me and I nag a lot. So, but
Mm-hmm.
they be listening.
Awesome. All right. So like if you were not a teacher now, because we know you've done a lot of things in your life before being a teacher, what would you be doing now? What do you think you would be doing if you weren't teaching?
Realistically, probably still in retail. I my goal was to work my way up at Target to
Mm-hmm.
become like a director
Mm-hmm.
um over the clothing section. So going working remote and going store to store.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a really cool dream that I can some kind of way move out to California with my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the works of trying to create a position to where, and this is my dream job, but basically I create the planograms for stores and I create what goes on the shelves, how it looks, how it's
Mm-hmm.
merchandised, and it
Oh
goes to
wow.
every Skechers that they
Mm-hmm.
have. And she's been doing amazing things. Y'all probably hear from her soon. I'll let her tell you guys. But she's
Yes.
trying to create, she's a senior director over women's, I think. And so she's trying to
Mm-hmm.
create a role for me. That would have been, I probably would have pushed a little harder for that, maybe
Mm-hmm.
something along those lines. Because I would love to be in retail, but not in the store anymore. I feel like
Right, right. You paid
I
your
need,
dues. You want to
yeah,
be
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the you want to be in the corporate office.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Or going store to store, sitting
Right, right. All right.
yeah,
So as a teacher, what is your cheat code?
being organized all day, every day.
Yes.
People tell me that
Mm-hmm.
you're probably the one, they say I'm a procrastinator, but I'm an organized person to the T. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I have a field trip, I'm doing everything. I'm not waiting for the email that you're supposed to send the day of to do it. I'm sending the email about the kids being absent. I'm prepping it the week before and I'm saving it somewhere so the day
Mm-hmm.
of is
Mm-hmm.
prepared. Everything about me is I have to be organized. I have to have it in a planner, in my calendar. It's written down. It's on sticky note,
Mm-hmm.
and I stay organized. That's the only way you could do it. How did you do it?
Um, I can't even tell you. I mean, it was just well, my background was project management, so I did had some project management
Yeah.
along the way in there somewhere. But there were times when, you took work home and so you were I created spreadsheets, I created all kind of things to help me organize. I tried to use a planner, but I never did keep up with that too well. But yeah, so it's always about creating a spreadsheet, creating an outline, creating a binder. I swear I had a binder for everything.
You did. You did. I'm still finding binders. I just found the fashion show binders in the file cabinets, and I'm telling Asia, look, 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 make copies of this. Make. I'm like, we done read
Right.
this stuff, and it's in this binder.
Yes, yes. I was a binder person for sure. And I have a
Oh,
lot of files. I had folders on my computer and I just had files and folders and everything, folders with inside of folders. So that was my organization.
gotcha.
Technology was my organization.
That's
All righty.
Annabelle. I suck at technology.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was my thing. My computer was the baby. I had everything on it.
But yeah,
Right. So tell us, now you're a teacher. Let's reflect back on who your favorite teachers growing up were for you and why.
Miss Walker's too many. It's too
Yeah.
many.
And
I've
that's
just been blessed
understandable.
to
Hmm.
have amazing mostly women in
Hmm.
life from daycare. I'm
Hmm.
still in contact with these individuals. But for starters, like I always say, I have to give you and Miss Brooks the most credit. Miss Brooks was my first fashion teacher at Skyline.
Hmm.
Um, she was so strict. She was probably one of the strictest teachers I've ever had in my life. It was like you can't write um if it's blue lines, it has to be black ink. If it's black lines, it has to be blue ink. You can't scratch out anything. You have to have white out. You have to sit poised. You have to carry yourself a certain way. And we would think this woman is lunatic. Like we're high schoolers. But all in all, she taught me so many amazing things in life.
Hmm.
And then after she left, you taking her spot, um, you have been one of my favorite teachers along the way, even outside the classroom, because our relationship is bigger than that.
Hmm. Hmm.
You've always, always supported me. I think that's my biggest thing with you. It's like you've supported me in times that I didn't feel like I could do it myself, and you
Hmm.
believe me. You've talked me up. Somebody, I don't even know if I told you this, but somebody contacted me and said that you were talking about me to them and raving about me, and they coincidentally knew me, and they was like, "How do you know her?" And it's just like you just never know who's talking about you, and
Right.
I'm one of those people that always say amazing things about me and uplift me
Hmm.
and push me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but real fast, Miss Stidham from my middle school has been amazing. She was my theater arts teacher and English teacher. Still to this day, we go eat. Um,
Awesome.
College professor Miss Cupid. And I've had a lot of teachers and mentors along the way. I don't think my mom has always said never leave with a bad, just a taste in somebody's mouth. Because you just never
Hmm.
know if you're gonna need that person again.
Yeah. Don't
And
burn
I've
any
used
bridges.
so many times.
Hmm.
I've been just so many times. Oh yeah, a lot of
Well, that's
amazing.
great. I think that's a testament to just like who you are, as a person. You're very personable. You're a go-getter. You like getting things done. As a teacher, we love those kind of students.
Mhm.
Definitely, definitely, have been a great student. So before we leave, we have a lot of people out here who are new to the profession. Maybe they're just right there where you are in their third year or whatever. But if you have some people who are coming into the profession, they're pretty new, like what's one golden tip that you would give them coming into the teaching profession?
I just have to say, create a village.
Mm-hmm.
Create a village because not only for the students, but for yourself. Because I've built up this wall in retail where you can't fraternize with your employees or talk to them, or I'm not open with them. And sometimes as a teacher, you just need to, nobody understands and can relate other than like a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't relate. Um, Build up a rapport with someone or a lot of people because you can't do it by yourself. That's my biggest,
Mm-hmm.
and I say even when I talk on the CTE, they have me talk to teachers about this. I say that all the time. You need a village. You need your principals buy-in. You need your
Mm-hmm.
teachers buy-in. You need the parents buy-in. Do you not know my parents have went and spent $200-$300 on getting food and taking off and driving it out of town to us for DECA, and their student ain't even there.
Oh, wow.
That's dedication. When they're
Mm-hmm.
chaperoning for you and their student ain't even on there and they're taking off from work, they're not getting
Mm-hmm.
paid. They don't have
Right.
PTO time. They are putting in time to come and be with you for your kids. So when you build those relationships, it alleviates a lot of stress because you just have these
Mm-hmm.
people. You just have an amazing system, and I think that's the biggest thing for me. I can't do it without y'all. I can't do it without my friends, my family, my
Mm-hmm.
students, and their parents.
Right. Right.
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
So the biggest thing is don't stay in a silo.
Yes.
Gather up
Don't
your
struggle. And
community.
I've met so
Yes.
many teachers that do that. They
Mm-hmm.
struggle and and they do it alone.
Yeah.
Find you a team.
Yes. Build your village. Awesome. I tell you what, it has been so great talking with you. I really appreciate you being my very first guest. It's been awesome, like I knew it would be. And I look forward to in the future when you come back and maybe we can talk, specifically fashion show or something,
Yes,
you
that's the
know,
big thing.
some other little things that you can give us some tips and tricks about along the way. Because I know a lot of teachers who are out there doing fashion marketing, they may not have a full 4-year program like you, but they may
Mhm.
have a 1-year program or a 2-year program. Or maybe they even want to grow. There's some things that I think that, you'd be valuable teaching them about. So we look
Yeah.
forward to having you again another time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Well, this has been such a fun conversation with Brianna. I will definitely have to bring her back to have a more focused talk about retail, visual merchandising, or being as stylish when we talk about careers. Now, let me know which topic you want to hear more about by simply DMing me on my Instagram at Marketing Adventure. And let me know what your choice is. What do you want to hear about? Now, in the next episode, I will talk about how educators who are teaching fashion marketing for the very first time can have a successful semester. Until then, have a wonderfully blessed day. Thanks for listening to Marketing Adventure. Remember to subscribe, rate, review, and share this episode with someone you think would benefit from the information shared here today. If you have any questions or want to connect with me, find me on Instagram at Marketing Adventure. All links and resources discussed in this episode can be found in the show notes at marketingadventure.com.